Okay, welcome back everyone to week 3, day 1, afternoon lecture. We're going to go over wireframing and planning. We're going to break out into groups, discuss our plans that we've came up with, and I'll describe more in detail when we get to that part of the lecture. But for now, let's go over what the platform says about wireframing and planning. Wireframes are visual concepts of website layouts used for planning. The popular platform for creating a wireframe is Balsamiq. This is the one I would recommend. If you're not already a subscriber, Balsamiq has a 1-month free trial you can sign up for. Below is a tutorial to help you get familiar with the platform. If you're already familiar with Balsamiq, or perhaps you've exhausted your free trial, check out some of these other tools you can use. Okay, so you can use ExcaliDraw, something you can use to draw on a page. Just in Mind, you can go ahead and download it for free and start building squares. Miro.com, another one where you can create plans, boxes, and arrows. And lastly, Pencil Project, or you can use Microsoft Paint, right? Build squares on Microsoft Paint, or what would be the Mac equivalent, the free version? I'm sure there's some free online way to draw squares on a page. You can Google Microsoft Paint. Like website, and you'll find something. Okay, what I recommend is that you take a piece of paper, if you haven't already done so, and draw on that paper squares, right? Because everything comes down to squares, even this view here, right? There's this rectangle above, this rectangle. Inside this gray rectangle, there's how many squares here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one on the left is gray. There's a square over here. Then there's this section here, this rectangle, all these squares. So, you get the idea. You can see how everything can be divided into a grid, squares and bars and menu options. So draw that on a piece of paper, how you could imagine whatever project it is that you've decided you want to build. Draw out how you would see the user interface, how the user would navigate through your page and see through the colors, through the layout, what type of business that you're working with. Okay, it could be something more professional, something more artistic, but the layout itself says something as far as being the medium of what type of area you've entered. So you want to think about that, how it relates to your project. Draw on your 8.5 by 11 a mobile view, turn it sideways on another page on the notepad. Draw the desktop view at different scroll lengths. Draw it out, and whatever you draw, come up with different ideas. Find one that you like, because there's so many ways that you could go. Draw them out in your head, how you could imagine seeing them. And then when you find the final product out of the different drawings that you've made, then use Balsamiq to mimic that drawing. If you haven't already done so. So I've been telling you guys to do this, but if you haven't already done so, this is what I would recommend you do. Okay, so as far as GitHub, we're going to be able to deploy our website using GitHub Pages. So that's what this is asking for you to deploy your GitHub and to add it here. Once you've connected it, then you'll be able to update it, and once it's complete, then you'll be able to deploy it. But that's not what this is asking for. It just shows what the GitHub is, that you've done these steps, that you pushed something to it. Okay. Preparing for what we're going to be doing now. What else is on the agenda? UI, UX for tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and break out into groups. And right now, we will show, I'm going to move you guys between groups. Actually, I don't know. I think it'll be groups of 3. Yeah, I'll make groups of 3 where you'll present what you have as an idea so far, your wireframe if you have one, and discuss with your group mates anything that you have as far as a suggestion, as far as listening to what you could benefit from what they're planning and what they would have to teach themselves how to do, and how you could, if you are doing something similar in your project, how you could split the work there. Or if you have a similar idea, then maybe you would want to consider changing your project and grouping up with someone else to talk about something you could do together. Maybe you want to work on more than one project this week. Okay. Or, discuss, because you would also have to have completed the timeline as well. Discuss weaknesses in your timeline. Like, what if everything that you've planned to make is something that you haven't learned? You put one new thing to learn each day of the week. You want to critique that. Are you able to take that on? The amount of hours it would take. What if you don't find that feature in time? How are you going to make a plan B to pivot to something else? I've seen people plan projects this week that were so interesting and grand that they get to the end of the week and they don't have anything, and they just skip the day because they don't want to present. And then they have to, play it off. But, the real reason is they hadn't had anything to present. And so every day when we do the stand-up, it's like they would be, promising that they would have something more as a wireframe, more as a design. So what we're going to do is show each other our wireframes, talk about what our goals are each day. We'd have to also have made our plan, right? Let me share my screen here. Trello is the place where you can create a timeline for how you would complete your goals that you have on your wireframe. So I think I typed it in wrong. Trello board. Here, this is the link to Trello. Sign up for free and then create a to-do list, and how you would plan. It's like an app where you can make a timeline. So I'll link this in the chat if you haven't already found this. And I'll create the groups now. Let me pause the recording. Does anyone have any questions about what we're doing right now in the groups? Talking about our designs, critiquing, suggesting anything, potentially grouping up. Okay, show each other everything, and at the end of our grouping, all right, at the end of the rounds that I'm going to be switching you guys, after a certain amount of time, I'll be switching you guys between groups. So you'll have new people to present your ideas to. And at the end of the group meeting, you're going to present your ideas to the whole class. Okay, you would have presented your idea many times to each other in the groups, but now it's finally to everyone what your final idea is going to be, and you're presenting to me as well. So I might jump in between groups and just listen, but the final product is after these groupings, you're going to discuss your plan for the rest of the week, so that each morning when we do the daily stand-ups, we're going to discuss, have you met these goals that you've made on your Trello timeline? If not, what's your plan B to do something else? What can you do to figure out how to, complete what you have planned? Okay, and you have to have made a plan that lasts the whole entire 4 days. Okay, don't make something so simple that you finish on day 2 and then you have nothing to do with the rest of the week, because you'll have to be doing something. You'll have to present something on the stand-ups. So discuss with your groups your plans, and then we'll meet up and we'll discuss the final plan at the end, what you have as a goal. All right, so now I'll stop the recording. Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and present now our projects, our wireframes, our timelines. And starting now, I'm going to see, along with the rest of the class, what you have planned to make, and the progress that you intend to make on that plan. Okay, so we'll go down the list. Instead of asking for volunteers, because it'll take another 2 minutes to present, I'm going to ask each person on the line here. So I'm starting from the list that I see of people here. Malik, you're first on the list. Could you present your idea, your plan?
Sure. Anything for you, Josh.
Thanks.
All right. Can you see that?
I can see it.
All
Nice.
right. So I was thinking the first page would be more like a one pager. I didn't want it to be too cluttered, so those icons were just for my socials as well as the technologies that I'm proficient at.
Mm-hmm.
And then click the button, and then that sends you to the main page. I'd
Nice.
like to have a scroll bar, and this top link bar would just send you to the different subsections of the site.
Okay.
Um, I thought it'd be cool to implement like an icon that would spin as you're scrolling right there.
Nice.
And so first you got project 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. And then it goes to technologies. Right now, I guess I only know 3, but there's space for more. And then that ends at an about me with my socials there.
Nice. Fantastic. Well, that looks like a good amount of work. Do you think you'll so what's your timeline for completing this?
Let's see. I think I could do it in 3 days.
I know, but so by tomorrow,
Oh,
for the
by
rest of the
tomorrow?
day, by
Uh,
tomorrow morning, what should I see as far as progress done? And what's your goal to meet by Wednesday as well? And Thursday. So that's what I was asking for you guys to do. Divide up each
oh,
part of
I
your goal.
gotcha. All right. So by today, I'd like to get at least right here with the big blocks. Nothing filled in. Um, the next day I try to finish it off through here. The third day I tried to fill everything in, and maybe the fourth day I would input some JavaScript and try to clean it up.
What would the JavaScript do?
I was thinking maybe I could put like a toggle bar that'll do a light dark mode. I think that would be a pretty easy one.
Okay, all right, that's not bad.
I have no idea how I'd get this icon to spin. That might just be CSS. I'd have to look into it.
Okay. And you have to figure out how to make that button go to a completely new page with all that uh rest of the page to show with the nav bar, right? You have that opening
Yep.
section button. So you have to figure out how to make one page go to another or how to make that appear. Maybe it's a giant screen that you're closing that's on top of everything using dot remove that you make remove, and everything else behind it is what you see or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to figure out, okay, I'm gonna, for things that I don't know how to do, I'm gonna plan exactly what it is. So make that timeline after this,
All
right?
right.
Pin it down on which days you plan to make everything. If you have something to learn, possible length of time it will take to learn it. And if you've gone over your limit, what you're gonna do instead if you can't figure it out. Like if you can't make that icon spin by Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, what are you gonna do instead? Like with the
Gotcha.
remaining time. So plan out your days like that. And next time we meet on Monday, we'll see that timeline. And then, yeah, looks like a great project. So good luck.
All right.
Okay, next in line is Gary. Gary, I think you're muted.
Okay, my bad. So, I wanted to keep it kind of simple, and try to make it as smooth as possible. So I wanted like my nav bar to just be my name and a little icon here. I hadn't quite come up with how the icon is gonna look, but it's probably gonna be some around like a balance beam or a scale because I like balance. This would my next level would be the about me, which I would have to type that out.
When you move the mouse like that, it brings up that screen.
Okay. So right here would be my my education on this side and my skill set on this side. And I would like to have a loading bar that as I kind of present the skills here, that
Mm-hmm.
it loads how the progress of my computer programming. This would be the where I present my different projects.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't have a lot of projects right now. So right now it's just ideas of projects that I would like going forward because I don't truly have anything to present at the moment. And lastly would just be my email and LinkedIn and GitHub.
Nice job. Simple. And you have some work. So what I would recommend for that middle section would be it's called a carousel in Bootstrap.
Carousel. Okay.
Carousel in Bootstrap. Do you think that this is going to be just the right amount of work for 4 days? Or is this going to be something you complete on day 3?
Well, I also had a concept that I think I saw on the first profile that you presented, where like in between each section, it kind of has like a little picture that's like a glimpse into who I am as a person in between each section that I was thinking about implementing.
Okay.
Um, but I think as far as for today and tomorrow to get the basic HTML layout and Wednesday would basically be fine tuning everything from a CSS perspective, and Thursday would be getting my mobile together as well as my JavaScript.
Okay. All
And
right.
I'm really not sure about exactly what I want to do from a JavaScript perspective right now.
Okay. So, all right then. Let's see where you get with this. And if you have extra days of work, be prepared to think of some extra features on the spot to implement on top of this. So as you're working, have in the back of your mind some extra things that you would be adding to this page in case get this done ahead of your presentation time, like way ahead of presentation time. That's all I would recommend.
Okay.
Okay, and also write a timeline for each section that you would have planned to complete it by Tuesday morning, by Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, so on and so forth. So okay, make that timeline, and we'll hear about it on tomorrow morning. Cool, thank you, Gary. Good project. Simple, creative. Let's go with RJ now.
All right, 1 second. So you have to forgive my wireframe is still a little rough. I had a bunch of different ideas as we were talking about it in my group.
Okay.
Can you see it right now?
Yeah.
So as it currently stands, the way I wanted it to be would essentially be broken into 3 columns, but I did want a GIF, essentially, or an image that moved in the background, essentially like it was moving with you as you scroll down. One of the JavaScript features that I wanted to introduce was kind of a skill tree that would display basically how I'm progressing through the course. I don't know if you've played any RPG games, but basically, like, this is what I've leveled up, so forth and so on, and that would kind of be the little interactive piece of the
Okay,
page.
that's interesting. All right.
Other than that, I will honestly want these to be on separate pages now that I go through and look at the wireframe again. So I want you to be able to click into education and be its own little separate page. So same about me and intro.
Okay.
Just kind of the space.
All right. Here's what I'll say. I believe you know what your page should look like. I understand the skill tree part, but as far as what I'm looking at in the center, it looks like paragraphs and it's all scribbles. So it's like you can see out of this exactly what the page should look like. So I don't know what to ask about specifically other than that skill tree. Well, I just would say I would comment saying it's a pretty fun idea. I hope you get through that. And yeah, you can get inspiration from those example pages. You can inspect their CSS and see how they did that.
Yeah.
So, or you can make it from scratch. So, okay, cool. When do you think you'll have a timeline by? Tomorrow morning? Can we see that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next in line, Dan. So if you haven't written a timeline by now, be writing it as you're hearing everyone's presentation so that when I call on you, you're not empty-handed. But right now, I'm calling on Dan. Can we see your project and plan?
Yes. So I don't have the wireframe finished. That is my to-do for today. But basically, so I want the sidebar to be kind of a fixed sidebar profile, a picture, and this bit, me, developer, each of these to be a link to a different part of the page that as you scroll through the page will like light up, change color, to indicate where you are. And then the links on the bottom of that to email me to my LinkedIn and to GitHub. Um, the first, so I have an idea of kind of each major section being a full page view here. So the top would be kind of a cover image and about me. Then the next I would do the technologies and education. So the technologies, I would do the bar with the icons, and then bio and experience, and then projects, uh, which if I have time, I'm gonna steal from Gary and carousel it. If I don't have time, then I'll just stick them on there. And then contact at the bottom. My basic timeline is to finish the wireframe today, tomorrow to do the layout and figure out so for the mobile view, I want it to just scroll through and I want the links to be in a hamburger on the top. I have no idea how to do that, but I know it's doable because I saw it done the other day. So I will learn how to do that tomorrow and get that done. Get the icons for the text bar and get that done tomorrow. Then Wednesday, gonna work on the page navigation so that you can get to the different parts of the page, which I don't currently know how to do. And then kind of fill it in, get the text and the images stuck in. I'll have a few images throughout where they look nice. I don't know that yet. I'll figure that out. And then on Thursday, work on what I think are JavaScript features, kind of lighting up the sidebar and that stuff. I don't know.
Okay. Looks like a good plan. All right, so let's see if you meet your goal by tomorrow morning that you finish your wireframe. So good job. Next in line is Benjamin.
All right. Let me share a screen. So I decided not to do a profile. Instead, I am going to try to rebuild Blackjack in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay.
So, this is my wireframe so far. First I drew it, then I mapped it out on how I'm gonna do it. For the most part, my timeline is going to be for the rest of today is going to be creating this and getting it to look better, because right now this is where I'm at on the table.
Okay.
So for the rest of the day, I'll make that look nice, and then I predicted about 2 to 2.5 days of full JavaScript for the simple fact that the whole game and all of the functionality of all of these buttons are going to be wired into the JavaScript.
Interesting.
And then the last half day or day is just going to be testing, fixing errors, playing it. Hopefully, I don't have any terrible mistakes that mess up the whole project. And I guess if it doesn't come together, then I'll have a sick day on Friday.
If it does come together, you can put it online and start charging people money to play.
Maybe. It probably won't be that
I'm just
special,
kidding.
but
I don't know what the legal thing is with making gambling websites, but this looks like a fun idea. So don't skip on Friday. We all believe in you. And good job. Good pick.
Appreciate it.
All right. So Mike, you're next on the list.
All right. Well, I can tell you right now, I think I may have misunderstood something because I have literally nothing to show. I have not even made a wireframe, so whoops.
Okay.
So that'll be goal for today. Get a wireframe done, get a mock-up of the page.
Okay.
And I'd probably just gotta go with a portfolio page. I couldn't really think of anything else to do. I'll probably have something where I'm not sure if I want to have the nav bar on the top or on the side, but have that collapse into a little hamburger menu in the top left on mobile, or maybe even just have it off to the side with like a little nub sticking out to get a pop-up menu or stick out on mobile, so it's not taking up too much space.
Mm-hmm.
It's more or less, I think I'm just be recreating my LinkedIn page, at least for the contents. We try to fancy it up a bit with Bootstrap and some JavaScript in there. Exactly how, I don't quite know yet. So I'll be working through that, but mostly gonna be working on HTML and CSS today through Wednesday, and then just wrap up any JavaScript I may need on Thursday.
Okay, so we'll see your wireframe and plan tomorrow, along with your progress if you have any.
Let's hope.
Okay, let's hope. Nice. All right, thank you, Mike. And Mala. Mala, I don't know.
Oh, there it
we
is.
go.
There it is. Okay. Am I at the right screen?
But we see a wireframe.
Okay, cool.
I think you have to scroll up. Yeah, there we go.
Bet. So here's my wireframe. I'm doing the whole portfolio page. And as you scroll down, I want to try to do like a transition effect and like have quotes that I think I made up or I heard as you go down. And then it'll be like, and then I also want to like have like a carousel effect right here of pictures that I have a life, that I, how do you say it? Yeah, that I have a life, that I like to do stuff too, and it's more the about me versus the education portion. And then there's reference, and I'm still working on the rest, but so I made two, like you said, to write or sketch out two different wireframes. I did one for the desktop view, and I did one for the phone view. So
Okay.
it's basically just gonna be more compressed. This top navigational bar right here, that will turn into a drop down button. And whenever you, like how do you say it? It won't take you to another page, but it'll drop you down to where you need to be going. There's a and for the JavaScript that I do want to add is like the carousel, like I said, the light and dark. And I might just like I want to do a like two pop-up buttons, maybe like one that says go to profile, or one that says or one that like takes you straight right into the resume.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. So make the mobile view wireframe as well, so you know exactly what it looks like there.
Okay.
And
and
then
then
as for timeline,
oh, timeline. I know for the wireframe, it'll be done in like a little bit. I know that. But the page layout, it might take like probably like the rest of today and work on it tomorrow. And by the time the page layout should be done, I should be able to add like the media queries, so that way you can like look into, or whenever you compress it on the phone view, that should be all right.
media
And then
query
after
by
that,
what time?
like maybe in the afternoon.
Afternoon of tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That way at least I can like have that going, because
Okay.
the links and all that we can just play with.
Wednesday morning, what are you gonna have by then?
Probably just writing the struggle bus, adding all the JavaScript into it. But
Okay.
yeah, it's
And then
it's
by
gonna take some time.
Thursday morning, what do you think you'll be done by with Thursday morning? Will you have the view of this whole page with at least one JavaScript thing by Thursday morning?
Oh yeah, but definitely yeah. But
Okay.
I figure Thursday it should be nothing but like fixing error upon error upon error on JavaScript.
Okay. So let's write out the plan for a timeline and try to meet our timeline according to what we've discussed here. So with days and times so that we're on track with their goal.
Bet.
All right, so next in line is Tillman.
Yeah, so I'm not doing like a portfolio of, my resume or anything like that on my projects. I'm doing more of a business web page for baseball coaching, hitting, and just all things baseball. So it's kind of my layout. I did some time to like look at some other hitting coaches web pages and see the kind of what they did well. And so I plan on just kind of having like a, logo here and just kind of like a top nav of, oh, I zoom in. Can you guys see that zoom in? But yeah, just like my home, about me, my philosophy on the game. I can't see what that says, but just like a photo, video gallery. My baseball reference page is basically just my stats, my pricing and booking, um, uh, stuff like that. And so this part right here will be images of players that I played with, played in the big leagues who I learned a lot from, and then so it'll be like a link to their social media pages, anything like that. Below that will be just some videos of myself playing, and then um, this will be the about me section, and I plan on having a button where like the about me section will just kind of be like a little small excerpt from it, and then you click the button and the button will it'll say like read more or read full story, and then take you to another page that'll have a full story. And then this will be like my philosophy section. This will be like drills, different kind of drills that I like. And I forget what I had this one. I got it written down somewhere. And then this will be my footer with all my contact information. So I plan on trying to implement a, kind of a mouse over, mouse out effect here on the image where it'll change the image. Same with the videos. You go into the video, it'll start playing.
Yeah, I if I could recommend something on the mouse over, mouse out on the image part, make it like maybe a slow transition between images. Like if you leave your mouse over there, it'll slow transition into a different image. And if you take your mouse out, it'll slowly go back to the original form. I don't know, something so it's not so sudden.
Right.
So I'm just thinking of different effects you could do. But other than that, looks great. Great idea. Do you have a timeline?
Yeah. So, I plan on also doing the mobile wireframe. So I'm gonna knock that out today, and I'll probably just get started on trying to just put it all together in HTML, CSS by tonight. Continue to work on it in the morning and tomorrow, and then just kind of researching the the links to the different pages and how to make that operate. So definitely plan on doing that by Wednesday, and then also researching the JavaScript applications that I want to implement. So I'm still trying to iron those details out of exactly what I want to implement. So I'm planning on researching that and then getting that on the page by Thursday. And then just in the meantime, also just it might change. So just kind of still looking at some other web pages, see what they do, see what I like they do.
Okay.
And obviously just make it usable for all mobile devices, platforms, desktop, whatever.
Sounds good. So after you're done with mobile, I'd say write down your timeline plan. So
And I
that
also wanted to have like a delayed pop-up. Like I saw a page do that where you go on their page and then it'd be like the delayed pop-up is saying A, you want a free consultation, send your contact information. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, you can write that pop-up so it checks by like the person's IPs. You're not giving a free consultation. Oh, well, you can, whoever get a call from, you can just make a record on there, and if you've already done it. So that's fine. That's a good idea. Okay, good job. All right, so yeah, write the timeline after you're done with the wireframe, and then nicely done, Tillman. Next in line is Zach.
Okay, so wireframe for a portfolio. I have a desktop view and a mobile view. Desktop view, I was going to have a little drop-down menu showcasing the languages and technologies that we've learned. I was going to have at the top just a picture that changes on a timer, but if you keep your mouse on that picture, it'll stay that picture. I'm not totally sure I'm going to do that yet. And then I was going to try and complete at least Pac-Man and maybe 1942 and put those on there. And then at the bottom, I was going to have contact me images, like a GitHub image. If you hover over the GitHub image, it'll push out a link right next to it for that GitHub, and same with the other ones.
Okay.
So do you have a question?
No, go ahead and continue.
And so for my timeline, I had it on Trello. I was going to do the HTML and CSS first, and then work on the Java for the picture at the top, and then the links at the bottom, and then I was going to convert it to phone view. Hopefully that'll all be done by Wednesday, and then finish Pac-Man and create the drop-down menu on the left, and then possibly finish 1942 at the end. And then I was also going to try, I don't know how hard it would be, but I was going to try and make it so I could make the games pull up full screen if you went to play them.
Nice. Okay. You can make that button there. Yeah, that's nice. It's doable, so you can do it.
Okay.
And you have to make a close button as well. So,
Okay.
So great ideas. Great way of incorporating what the platform has as far as different projects you can make optional work into your project, and a good timeline as well. So, good job. Next is Joan.
Okay. Sorry. Let me share my screen here. So I use a different type of platform to create my wireframe, just because I play around with it sometimes. So what I'm trying to create here is a website that basically plans itineraries for people depending on your destinations. So this is a mobile view site, but I have my plan is to create a corresponding like web view, like a full web desktop site view down here. But so for the first frame, I'm thinking of more of like a login page or a sign up page for people. And then for the second view, here you do have your own profile, but within that profile, you are prompted to enter a destination or a location where you're at, and it generates essentially an itinerary of things to do. And it could be free, or you could pay a little money or more money, depending on what you want. And then based off of that, I'm hoping I'll have an algorithm that will pop out something similar to this. So I haven't really finished this design, but I'm just thinking of these three right now. Of course, this can get a little more complicated if I create a page for saved, your trips home. So I'm going to try to do that as well. But this is like the simple part of it. I know there's going to be a lot of work involved. I'm going to try to finish it and figure it out. But I don't know if the tools we have so far can help me get this done. So this is what I had in mind.
Okay. Okay. Great job. And a timeline?
So Monday, Tuesday, today and tomorrow, I'm hoping I could work on this, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, work on frame 2, and then Wednesday, Thursday, frame 3, and then the remaining time just trying to either debug or trying to figure out how to do like some items. So just want to create a buffer there before the presentation.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. All right, then, do you have any questions, Joan, or are you all set?
I'm sure I'll have questions as I keep creating this. It looks like I'm gonna need a lot of algorithms to kind of like push stuff out as people select as they enter information into the input areas, but we'll see how that works out, and hopefully I can rely on you and my team to help.
Okay. Okay. So then let's have the next person present. Ethan.
Hi. So I will create my personal website. So it's very simple. So just like this is our this is my wireframe. So the name bar will be on left side of the web page, and then the homepage will be the welcome section, and then scroll down will be the about me section, and then the next one is my project, and then the last one is the contact information.
Okay.
Okay,
And
and then yeah. So
okay.
the timeline, I will try to create the HTML, this one, the wireframe today, and then tomorrow, I will do the CSS, so adding more styling, and then Wednesday I will make add the JavaScript, the more functions to
Okay.
my web page, and then last day just review everything is functional, function
Okay, sounds
function.
good.
Yeah,
Nice job.
that's it.
Okay, good job, Ethan.
Okay.
David.
Okay, so I went with the portfolio with a minimalistic look. Here I'm gonna have this hidden on the web page but show up on the mobile view. Here I'm gonna have my name, light mode and dark mode, project section with thumbnails. I'm gonna try to finish the Pac-Man in 1942 and then loop a video of them on here if I have time to do that. Then I also have an about me section. I want to have a little slideshow of me and my hobbies on this side. And then at the end, the contact section.
Okay.
Forward as a timeline. I'm going to try to finish the layout today, get the nav bar and the name header done. If I have time, I'll get the dark light mode part.
Nice. Okay, good job. Hurrah. Hurrah, you there?
Oh, sorry. 1 second. All right. So I just kind of have a basic outline of what I want to do for mobile and for the web. So this is just gonna be like it's gonna be random pictures of like a professional like stock photo of me, and then these are gonna be links for everything. I'm gonna add a couple more. And then this is kind of like I wanted it set up like a cover page for a resume, just like quick bullet points of anything someone would want to know about me. And then the bottom one will be just a random in-depth like contact or resume, like a full resume, education or anything that would show up. And then the mobile version is just kind of everything scrunched in. And then this bottom one would be the random one that pops up. I still haven't figured out a couple other features that I wanted. But timeline wise, I wanted to finish the outline and figure out what JavaScript features I want to put in today. Tomorrow is going to be starting to build everything and entering in what text goes where. Wednesday is just to double check everything, make sure it looks nice, and then start adding the JavaScript features.
Yeah.
Thursday, make sure everything kind of works together, and then maybe play around with the colors or kind of backgrounds and things like that to make it kind of stand out and unique.
Yes.
And then Friday, just kind of relax and get ready for the next week.
Okay, sounds good. All right, thank you, Raul. And lastly, but not least, Matthew.
Hello. I did mine in just like very basic Microsoft Paint. I'm gonna do a portfolio. I don't have too many JavaScript functions right now. I want to sort of look through them to figure out what features I want to add, but I definitely want dark mode because I use dark mode on everything. I just really like it. I would like a slideshow function. And the main thing I really want to tackle is the Pac-Man game. I think that would be the most interesting thing to me. So by tomorrow in the morning, I would like to have the basic layout done. And then work on styling and coloring. I sort of put it in both spots because I wasn't sure how far I'd get with the basic layout. So I don't know if I need more of the morning to just fine tune some things. And then I want to start with the Pac-Man game first, work on that. And then on Thursday, make sure all the JavaScript functions work and that the Pac-Man game is complete. And link here. I'd like to work on the 1942 game, but I put that in leftover time because I just want to make sure that I get the first stuff done and then just have a backup plan in case I finish everything faster than I expect.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, I think that wraps it up. So everyone that's presented, thank you very much for presenting. And we'll go ahead and see along the week how well we meet these goals. So tomorrow morning, after the morning algorithm, I'm going to do the stand-up, our first stand-up. So we're going to check our progress from now. All right, so thank you, everyone. And I have to meet, so let's stop the recording.